Hello, and who are you?
Hello, Catherine. My name is Laura Pauna. I am a South African Romanian pianist, and I am so happy to be on your Skype program today. It's very
Yes.
exciting.
I am so happy to see you after I don't know how many years. You haven't changed at all. But I think one of the last concerts I heard was actually here in this room. And you were a duo at this time with Kara Hesse.
Yes.
And you played.
Yes, I think the last concert we played in this exact venue, I can recognize the candles and the
Right.
way the roof is. I think we played the
You
Bolero, which
played
is
the
one of the
bolero,
most
right?
challenging. Yes, the Bolero and the Schumann Fantasy, and I think we've played over 100 concerts for you. You were something that
Yes.
was a big part of my life 6, 7
Yes,
years
but this
ago.
was the Hanover times, right? So maybe we start from scratch. Where did you come from when you went to Hanover?
So I finished my first degree at the University of Cape Town, after which I auditioned for the Hanover Hochschule, which at the time, and I'm sure still now, was the
Place to
most
be.
famous, most amazing school ever.
Yes.
So one wanted to go there. Funny enough, I got the idea in Israel. I was playing there in it's like a masterclass session. It's called the Tel High Masterclasses. And there I met a duo called Sivan Silva and Gil Garberg. After they played Petrushka and The Rite of Spring, they gave a few masterclasses. My partner at the time, my duo partner Kara Hesse, and I won a prestigious award during the Still High masterclasses, and they invited us in a way to say, "Come to Hanover. This is the place where you need to be." And after that, we decided, okay, cool. This is the idea. We're going to go to Germany now, and that was when I left beautiful Cape Town and started to travel towards living in Germany. And I think I lived in Germany for 6 or 7 years.
Oh, for 6 and 7 years, and you were at the University of Hanover then at the time.
Yes,
Yes,
at
and
the
you.
Hanover Hochschule.
Yes. Okay. And then all of a sudden, I remember you were gone. Where did you go from there?
So after all the concerts that I've done with you, I started performing a lot in the UK, St. Martin's in the Field, the big concert series that one can get in the UK. So I traveled with my late husband. We played amazing, amazing works like the Beethoven Grosse Fugue, which I'm sure you know. It's one of the most difficult things to perform. We performed all over the UK, and then we performed all over South Africa. South Africa in particular was something very special because we could perform these works for the first time sometimes. I think the Petrushka or the Rite of Spring, it was the first time a four-hand duo had performed it. We had a lot of festival and a lot of engagements, and that was for about 2 or 3 years. So it was London, or the UK, and then South Africa. And then I went to Dubai for a short period of time, where I was teaching at a very prestigious institution. And then, unfortunately, my husband passed away.
Yes.
And then I came back to South Africa and restarted everything.
Well, yes, but we haven't heard of you in a couple of years then. I mean, when this happened. And, now I see you again on the internet and I see you smiling and you're full of projects. So I'm so happy to see Laura Pauna's back. Are you playing
so
four
much.
hands now, or are you now into solo or other things?
I think I've done so much for hands in my life, won so many competitions, done so many projects. I felt I needed some solo. My main projects are solo. Everything that I have played in the past few months has been solo projects. I've also worked with a wonderful, wonderful one of my best friends. A tenor called Marco Fori, who's also a teacher at the school. So we did Lieder and Strauss. So in between doing a little bit of chamber music and solo, and particularly South African compositions, or compositions that are special, compositions that are premiered, compositions that haven't been performed. And I've also been writing a little bit of my own music, which I will only perform at a later stage. I'm working on that one.
Where are you now?
I'm right now in South Africa, in Pretoria.
Oh, yeah, in Pretoria. Okay. And how come you met all these contemporary composers of South African classical, or how do you call this type of music?
I think we would call them the classical contemporary South African composers.
Oh, okay.
At the school where I teach, so I teach at 3 different schools now. At one of the schools where I teach, which is called Tiger Valley in Pretoria. I hope my kids are going to hear this. They're going to be very excited. I met the most wonderful choir conductor called Peter Bezaidenhout, and he invited me to premiere his work, Korana, which is for chamber choir. It is for piano and chamber choir. It is based on an anthropological study of the Bushmen traveling. It's very complex. There's so much academia to it that I can't get into it. But basically, a lot of South African sounds in a beautiful, romantic, contemporary, classical context. I'll send you some snippets of it. Some of it is very beautiful, and some of it is very minimalistic and atonal.
Okay,
so
can you please send the beautiful bits?
I'll try to send the beautiful bits. Yeah. I'm not sure. We did play with masks. Yeah. The last concert was in December. We had more people than one would think at this stage. We did have to play with masks, walk on stage with masks and take them off. The choir struggled with the masks, but it was a great success. And after this, we had more projects that I will tell you about later.
Yes. So, but let me ask you one question. What you said? It's Corona. What is it?
Called Korana.
Korana. This had nothing to do with Corona, right? But what is it? Does it mean anything, Korana?
It's the name. It is, so the one movement is about a Bushman wedding. The one movement that I'll try to send you, it's a beautiful, beautiful song about how someone feels at a wedding. It's almost like Grieg, if you can compare it to that. Other movements sound like Prokofiev, for example, and other movements are very, subtle minimalism. A beautiful choir, beautiful conductor, beautiful people to work with, and it was a great privilege to perform his work. I think when you listen, you will have more of an idea. I'll try to send you the pretty bits, but I'm not sure which ones I have recorded.
Yes, but it sounds a little bit, not from the music, but from the topic, like Grieg with his ideas to Hochzeits- and Trautaugen, the idea of communicating the life in his country.
Genau, this is exactly what I'm saying. He has observed something that only can happen in South Africa. So it's about Bushman people. It's about people that lived in a certain way, they had certain cultures and traditions. So we're using a little bit of those influences inside a very classical standard composition. Okay. The composition, so let's say it's in 4/4, it's got multiple movements, there are altos and tenors and sopranos. So the work itself, if you listen to it, you would think it's at any concert house in Germany. However, the influences are very special, very particular influences that I think only we can have right here in South Africa.
Right. But in terms of ability to listen, we all know that until the age of 30, people develop their musical taste, and then they're sort of rather unflexible. I think, the most unflexible in the world, because my total universe is between Bach and Wagner. Everything which happened in between, with all romantic.
It's a beautiful universe. Keep that universe.
Yeah, but that's just, you show me something from before now, and if it's after that, I really don't want to listen. But I could imagine that, knowing you and your very romantic style to play, I could imagine I like what you will present to us. Let me just talk to the audience here. Those of you who listen, we will have some good hope that Laura Pauna will send us a link to a little tiny sample of this music that she describes as minimalistic and romantic. Now, whatever that is.
It's an oxymoron. So the second movement in particular is extremely beautiful. It's about someone walking down the aisle with flowers for a wedding, whilst the other movements are quite, with charisma and aggression. So I will send you one of both, and
Yeah.
then hopefully you can tell me which one you like the most.
Yes, definitely. And I hope to often. I also hope to see you in one of your fabulous and very famous dresses. Yes, this was always, it's nice to see someone on stage who's also, very nice to look at. It's just the way it is. So this is your main project for what is the future? How what do you think? How long? How much time you need until it's out on the market?
So this is one of the albums. It's going to be Korana, a recording of this particular piece with the chamber choir. The other one is a solo project. So we were hoping to release it in May. The photo shoots are in February and in March. We already have ideas and some photos that I can share. There's going to be, we're hoping for 8 South African composers, some famous ones like Alexander Johnson, Peter Bezuidenhout, Timo Wappenaar, and some local composers. So we are waiting on all the decisions of everyone that will be on the album. It's going to be about 60 minutes long. Some of it will be romantic and some of it will be modern, but we hope that it's got the most interesting flavor to it. And I think some of these composers live in Spain, for example. Timon, he's got Spanish ideals inside a South African context. So we are playing it in South Africa, we're recording it in South Africa, we are publishing all of the works under the same publishing company. So, for example, if you particularly like, I think you will like this one, the second movement of one of the pieces, you could go and then buy it online and then have the recording of me playing it and have the book ready. This is something that South Africa lacks a lot. We do not have a lot of publishing companies. If one wants to buy a text here, one has to order it from Germany. We can't just walk into a shop and buy music. So this is something we're trying to change. We're trying to build something here from this side of things towards other side of things in Germany, and hopefully one day we can come and play them for you as well in your beautiful castle with a light.
Yes. Well, it all depends on the rights, we had this war again and again with GEMA. I don't know how much that applies to your music, which is done in South Africa, but hopefully we will be able to cope with that. Apart from yes,
the good thing about this is that all the works are dedicated to me. These composers know me personally, so they are dedicating it to me, and it is their rights towards me. So I think we will be fine.
Okay.
but I do understand.
Well, this is wonderful. You must be terribly proud. I mean, this is really a wonderful project. I really like it very, very much. And it's so optimistic, and it's so entrepreneurial, and it's so useful for your country, and it's promote music and piano music as such. Piano music, what else do you do? You said you teach. What do you teach? Where do you teach?
So I have a range of students. Some of them are very advanced, like at Sun Studios, one of the beautiful private schools in Johannesburg. I have 2 grade 8s with lots of potential. So they would have to do grade 8 ABRSM, they would do the Greek sonata or Beethoven sonata, difficult music. Most of my teaching, I feel like I'm giving back a lot because most of my teaching is beginners. Very, 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 how can I say this? Beginners that have never seen a piano before. So one of the lessons, for example, today I was unable to do this, but hopefully soon, I have to show them the hammers inside the piano. Yes. I have to show them what a hammer does. I have to show them what a pedal does. This is part of the lessons. Others have never heard what C is. So we are starting on 0. However, I try to send them links to famous performances to introduce them to a kind of cultural understanding of what music is. Because at the end of the day, it's not about playing notes. And it's not just about beautiful dresses and albums, although those helps. Music is another transcendental transformation. It's our one hope to get closer to the universe. It is the highest of ideals, and the more I can show one child a way forward in a way that he or she could tell me, I understand one bar of Beethoven now. I understand why Beethoven is important. I understand why this is a new universe. If I can do that with one student, then I feel that I have done something with my life, if that makes any sense.
It's a save all soul thing, If you've saved one soul, then, it's a universe. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Laura, I'd really love to have you here again. It's a little far from the moment, but maybe we can make it one day. I'm so happy to have seen you again, and I'm most happy to see your optimism, and du strahlst wieder durch beide Augen, und das macht richtig Freude zu sehen. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad to hear German. And I shall look forward to sending you everything, and do let me know which one you prefer.
Yeah, probably both.
Probably when the CD comes out, I'll send it to Weltklassik, and then you can also listen happily.
Great.
Thank you so very much for having me.
Thank you, and stay with me for a moment. Vielen lieben Dank, liebe Laura Pauna. Ich möchte noch eben zum Publikum sagen, Sie, meine lieben verehrten Gäste, sind diejenigen, die diese kleinen, feinen Interviews mit unseren Stars finanzieren. Sie schicken mir laufend Beiträge dazu. Dafür möchte ich mich ganz herzlich bedanken im Namen der Pianisten. Wir reichen das weiter. Und wenn Sie das noch nicht gemacht haben, dann können Sie sich jetzt an der Produktion beteiligen, indem Sie einfach aufs Extro gucken, wie es geht. Da ist alles genannt und alles beschrieben, wie man es irgendwie macht. Ich bedanke mich ganz herzlich, dass Sie da waren, und bis bald. Ciao.
Bis bald. Vielen Dank.